What's going on, guys? So I'm back at you with another video. This video is going to be on if the Apple Watch is worth it. So I've had this watch since it came out. It's a Series 3. I had the Series 1, then I upgraded to the Series 3. I did have the Series 4, but then I did not like it, so I returned that and just stuck with this. Let me go through this pretty quickly to let you know if you think the Apple Watch would be worth it. So for me, I actually am in school. I'm in dental school right now, so don't have a lot of time to pull out my phone and look at my text messages. I, for one, use this Apple Watch when I'm not able to look at my phone. I'll be with the patient or something. If I get a quick text, it'll notify me on my wrist. So then I would just pop my wrist open like this, and this screen will pop up and a message appears. So that is really helpful for me. That's definitely why I wear the Apple Watch, is so when I get notifications, whether it be a phone call, text message, email, I get notified on my wrist. So it does have the ability to reply to a text message, but do I really use this feature? No, not really. So yeah, like here's the text message feature. You could reply to it by clicking, you can put emojis right here. You can reply to it by manually typing it like this, and it works pretty well, but it does take long to type up a sentence. So honestly, do I use this? Not really, only in situations where I'll be in lecture and I don't want to pull out my phone and I can quickly reply, but I'd rather just take out the actual phone and reply that way. So I don't really use this feature. What does work really well is this voice feature. So this right here, hi, how are you doing today? So this does really work well. Okay, you get the point. I do use that feature more than the manual typing. It does do a really good job picking up your voice. So that would be honestly the whole text message feature. I personally don't reply using my Apple Watch, but I do view the text messages, and there are certain situations where I do reply via my Apple Watch because I can't pull out my phone. If you are somebody who schedules a lot of reminders, I use this watch face, and I think this is the perfect watch face because your reminders show up right here in the middle. Next to viewing notifications on my watch, the second biggest feature that I use is setting reminders using your Apple Watch. All you gotta do is activate SIRI and say, remind me to pick up the groceries tomorrow at 9 p.m. So I'll give a situation such as this. Hey Siri, remind me at 9 p.m. tomorrow to pick up groceries. And there you go, it works fine. And then if it's your next reminder, usually if it's on the same day, like tomorrow, it'll remind me right here, pick up groceries, and I'll say 9 a.m. That is definitely my second most used feature of this watch, is reminders. It's super easy. You just got to lift your wrist up and then activate SIRI by saying that. So if you're somebody that uses your reminders a lot, I would definitely use this watch for that purpose. The next thing I use my Apple Watch for is when I'm listening to music. When you're listening to music from your iPhone, you can click this button or it'll already pop up, and you can control your music from this menu. You can play, pause, forward and rewind, and you can also increase the volume by turning this dial. So that is a very convenient feature if you're somebody who listens to their music a lot, or at the gym, or you just don't want to pull out the phone to actually change the song, and you can do so by just looking at your watch. My next feature that I use of this phone.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Is the heart rate monitor. I find it pretty convenient, and it is pretty accurate because I have the manual blood pressure cuff, which tells you your beats per minute, and I check that and it's pretty reliable. And I have this feature on my Apple Watch. If you do have a MacBook, you are able to unlock the MacBook if the Apple Watch is close by, and it has to be on your wrist. For example, right now it says unlock to view. It will not unlock my MacBook until it's unlocked, and it has this where it's not locked anymore. And if my MacBook was next to me and I opened up the screen, it automatically unlocks the MacBook, which is pretty helpful, so you don't have to type in the password. Not a huge feature, but I do like that feature as well. Answering phone calls on this Apple Watch, I use it only when I don't have my phone next to me, or if I'm holding groceries and I'm walking up the stairs. I will use that just to talk on the phone, but honestly, I don't think it's loud enough to hear for me, yeah, it's just not loud enough on the Apple Watch for me. Talking to people via your watch, it has its purposes, but I definitely prefer talking on via the phone. So you're looking at your notifications. I mean, I watch sports a lot, so I get all my notifications here on Bleacher Report. You can also you can see your emails right here. And certain apps like third-party apps such as LetGo or OfferUp, you get notified via the Apple Watch. I honestly definitely think the Apple Watch has its purpose for certain situations, but if you're someone who doesn't really like looking at a smaller screen and you need the larger real estate that you have on your iPhone, I would honestly probably not recommend the Apple Watch. If you know yourself that you're not going to use a smaller watch to, you know, reply to text messages or change the music, or certain things like that, then I would not recommend the iPhone. Another feature on this phone is it has this where you can ping your iPhone. So sometimes you'll lose your iPhone and you don't know where it is on the bed. You click this button and there you go. It pings your iPhone once and you're able to find the iPhone with that sound, hopefully. Another feature I like using on the Apple Watch is this flashlight. So you'll turn off the light, run to your room, and it's dark. If you turn this off, this screen lights up, and it is pretty bright, as you can see. It has different watch faces. Honestly, this is the one I stick to because it has the reminders app here. I can reply to text messages real quick. I can see the date in the upper left. Obviously, I look at the time on here. I mean, I would hope if you have the Apple Watch, you look at the time. Activity, if you're somebody who, you know, walks a lot, runs a lot, and you want to see how many steps you've taken, you can use this activity. I personally don't use that. I don't really find a need for this, but yeah, you can look at this with this screen. You can also see certain stats like this, how many minutes you've exercised, how many minutes you've been on the move, and total steps today, yada yada. Alarms, I don't go to sleep with my Apple Watch on. I leave it to charge, so I don't use that. Camera, you can take a picture from your iPhone using your Apple Watch. Don't really use that. Heart rate, I do use. Email, I look at it briefly on here, but I don't reply to it. I mean, I don't even, it's not big enough to reply, honestly. So yeah, you can view certain emails on here, but it's not ideal, that's for sure. This is the Apple Watch Series 3, by the way. The Series 4 has more real estate, a lot more real estate, which you can use to see the emails, and you actually are able to read the whole email in the Series 4. Maps, this is really helpful actually. When you're driving and you set the GPS on your phone, your Apple Watch also follows along. I use the phone to primarily navigate myself when I'm on the streets because looking at the watch, you don't get the most information, so I still do use my phone, but that is pretty helpful because it vibrates whenever it gets close to you needing to take a turn. So if it's a turn right is coming up within 500 feet, the Apple Watch starts vibrating on your wrist to let you know. Stocks, not a stock person. I am broke. The stopwatch feature, which I don't use. Once again, I just prefer using my phone. Has applications that you can use to check the score. I do use that here and there, but I do still prefer using the phone over that. It has a timer app, Uber, walkie-talkie. Even the wallet feature, I don't see myself using. You can pay for stuff at cash registers, and for some reason, I just always forget to use it. And even though it's super easy to pull up your credit card via the Apple Watch, but it is helpful to have that feature. You know, maybe one day you forget your wallet and you have your Apple Watch, so you can pay for certain items at certain locations. Double tap on this button, it pulls up your list of credit cards that you set up on Apple Pay, and you can pay for certain things. The workout app, this is what's used to track your calories and all that stuff. I honestly don't use this at all. Don't find myself using this, but it does have that feature. I definitely think the main features of this watch is checking notifications, setting reminders, and being able to control your music. Those three things itself is worth it for me, especially for the Series 3. You can get this watch for cheap now, like $250 brand new. Just do a little research, check on slick deals. Hopefully this gave a little quick overview on the features of this watch and if it's really worth it for you. So yeah, thumbs up if it did, and please subscribe. Take care, peace.